All right, so if you're feeling like eating healthy is way too expensive right now, then this video is going to help because today I'm going to be sharing 5 rice and bean recipes that are not only super affordable, but that will also keep you full for hours. So whether you're feeding a whole family or just yourself, you're not going to want to miss this. All these meals are plant-based, they're oil-free, and actually all of them only use just a handful of ingredients. And they are honestly just perfect for anyone trying to eat healthy on a budget, of course, without sacrificing the flavor. So let's just jump right in and I'm gonna show you how to make healthy eating simple and cheap. All right, so to start, we're going to be throwing together a really super simple Mexican rice and beans recipe. Now, we are using minimal ingredients here. You could, of course, throw in more if you want, but we're trying to keep it simple, cheap, but still delicious. So we're going ahead and throwing in 1 cup of cooked rice. It can be brown or white, a half a cup of corn, fresh or frozen, 1 cup of black beans, rinsed and drained, a half of a cup of salsa, and that's pretty much it as far as the main ingredients go. We're trying to keep this very basic, very simple, but I think you might be surprised how much flavor there still is. So here we're just going ahead and adding half of a teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of cumin, and a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. So once again, we're keeping it really simple with those spices. Like I'm sure so many of you watching right now probably already have all these ingredients in your house right now. So that is the goal. We're keeping it simple, we're keeping it cheap, but it will still be delicious. So I'm just heating this over medium-high heat for honestly maybe 5 or 6 minutes or so. Here's the salsa I used. I just wanted to show you guys this. This dish tastes best if you can find a really authentic tasting salsa, and I found this one to be really, really good. And that's it. That's how easy it is to throw this Mexican rice and bean dish together. Doesn't cost a lot. It literally only takes a few minutes as long as you have that rice already cooked, and it is good to go. So here I'm just squeezing a little bit of lime juice on top. It just really brightens the flavor, but of course that can be totally optional. And as well, I'm going to go ahead and garnish it with a little bit of cilantro. Now I know some of you love cilantro, some of you hate it, so just leave it out if you don't like it, or you can swap it out for parsley. But that's it. Look how colorful, how flavorful, and oh my gosh, if you could smell how delicious this meal is, you would be running to your kitchen to make it right now. So anyways, you guys got to give this one a try. You will not be disappointed. Okay, really quickly, if you're loving the recipes that I'm showing you so far in today's video and you would like to have them for yourself, you don't have to worry about, writing down all the ingredients as you're watching this video because I've already went ahead and compiled all 5 of these recipes into a free downloadable PDF file for you. I will have all the ingredients and directions in that PDF file, so when the video is done, you can just go down to my description box below, click the link to the free PDF file, and it will be yours for free. All right, but for now, back to the recipe. All right, so next is going to be my spin on a Mediterranean rice and bean salad that can be eaten cold. So once again, we are going to be using very basic ingredients. And as far as the beans go, in this recipe, I'm using white beans, but you can actually use chickpeas as well. So they are completely interchangeable. I mean, for that matter, really any beans can, like, just because beans are, kind of bland in taste. So anyways, as you can see, basic ingredients again. So to get started, we're going to be tossing all of this into a bowl, not a pan, because like I said, this will be eaten cold. So I'm throwing in 1 cup of cooked rice. Again, it can be white or brown, 1 cup of white beans or chickpeas, a half of a cup of cucumber, as well as half of a cup of cherry tomatoes. And as far as the dressing goes, I am just adding 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, some salt and pepper to taste. And lastly, you can either use a couple tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, but in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys this vinegar that I am obsessed with. So for all my Canadians, I think I grabbed this at No Frills, if I can remember correctly, I think. And I just gave it a try. I'd never heard of it before, but it is absolutely delicious. Like, I could put it on everything. I just wanted to show you guys that it had a really low acid at 1.8%. So it's not like balsamic vinegar or even apple cider vinegar. It's really low in acidity, which just makes it absolutely delicious. Like, you can just eat it straight that way. But if you like dillweed, you will love that vinegar, and it is fantastic on this salad. It just brings it to life in all the ways. Like, it's so good. But like I said, if you don't have that vinegar, then some fresh lemon juice will do. All right, guys, so before we jump into that next recipe, if you are loving these super budget-friendly rice and bean meals, then you are going to love this. Right now, I'm running an incredible sale called Fall in Love with Fiber, and that is that all of my weight loss recipe ebooks and bundles are on sale at 70% off. You heard that right, 70% off. I have packed over 150 plant-based, oil-free recipes into these ebooks. Meals that are simple, satisfying, and perfect if you're trying to eat healthy without spending a ton of money. I should also mention that these are the exact recipes that I personally was eating to help me get 60 pounds off. So when I say that I'm confident they work, that is why. So whether you're looking for some high fiber shakes that can actually be used as a whole meal replacement, some delicious low fat potato recipes that are perfect if you're trying to lose weight and want to use potatoes to do so, as well as bean packed recipes, just like the ones I'm showing you today, and so much more, I can guarantee you that there's something for everyone's taste and budget. But the only catch is that this sale will only be going on for the next 48 hours only. And to give some perspective in case you're new here, we're going to take my brand new book that I just released last month, and this is called Shake Off the Weight Again. So there's over 30 high fiber, high protein meal replacement shakes in this ebook. This ebook alone retails for $16.99. So at 70% off, you can pretty much get all of my books for the cost of one. So with all the holidays just around the corner, we're gonna be eating so much more food. So if you're in need of some more healthy, oil-free recipes, then try to grab them while they're on sale for 70% off. And stock up on these easy recipes that will keep you full, energized, on track, and the best of all, they're not gonna break your bank. So we're gonna stick with the theme of keeping things nice and cheap, just like the recipes I'm showing you in today's video, and a 70% off sale, it doesn't get better than that. So if you wanna check out that sale, don't forget it's only running for the next 48 hours only. I will have the link to that sale posted in my description box below or the comment section. And if you stick to the end of this video with me, there's going to be a big bonus surprise waiting at the end. But for now, let's get into that next recipe. Okay, so next I'm going to be throwing together a 1-pot lentil rice stew. Now, I'm going to be making this in my Instant Pot, however, this certainly can be made on the stovetop as well. So, once again, simple ingredients. We're going to be adding about half of a cup of uncooked rice this time. Once again, it can be white or brown, and make sure that you wash it off really well. Next, I'm throwing in about 1 carrot diced up, as well as half of a cup of dry brown or green lentils. Once again, you want to wash your lentils really, really well. Next, I'm throwing in about 1.5 stalks of celery, as well as some vegetable broth. Now I just like to throw some vegeta, which is a soup seasoning, into 4 cups of water, and I just kind of make my own veggie broth that way instead of wasting money on buying the carton ones at the store. So next I'm just throwing in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, some salt and pepper to taste, and that is it. I mean, literally just a handful of ingredients, and it turned out so creamy, so flavorful, and so satisfying. This meal kept me full for hours. It is so good. All right, so next I'm going to be showing you how I make my really simple barbecue black bean rice bowls. Now, this one is probably the easiest of them all. So we're going to go ahead and throw in 1 cup of black beans, as well as 1 cup of cooked rice, along with half of a cup of roasted sweet potato cubes. Now, for me, I just chopped up about 1 small sweet potato and seasoned them with some barbecue spice seasoning and threw it in my air fryer. Now, as far as the sauce, we have 2 options here. One, you're seeing me put on my special secret sauce that I used instead of barbecue sauce. Now, I will have that in that free PDF file that can be found in my description box below. However, you can also just go ahead and use regular barbecue sauce. You can use about 3 to 4 tablespoons, and it will give a very nice, smoky, delicious flavor as well. My secret sauce is a little bit more on the sweet side, but either one works. So here I'm just going ahead and garnishing it with a little bit of fresh cilantro. Again, that could be swapped out for parsley as well, but this recipe is so fresh, flavorful, and once again, those beans and rice are going to keep you full for hours. All right, so last but definitely not least, I'm going to be showing you how to make a super simple curried chickpea rice dish. Now, I know I said the other recipe was maybe the easiest one, but I take that back. This one might even be easier. It is literally just a few ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and start by throwing a little bit of either water or broth over medium-high heat in a pan. We're going to make sure it's nice and hot before we start throwing those ingredients in. So we're just going ahead and adding 1 cup of chickpeas rinsed and drained, along with half of a cup of peas, which they can either be fresh or frozen. Next, we're going ahead and adding in about half of a cup of light coconut milk. Now, this is the one in the can. You could certainly try the one that comes in the containers as well, but the one in the can will just be a little bit creamier. And then lastly, we're going ahead and throwing in 1 cup of cooked rice, along with 1 teaspoon of curry powder. And that's it. We're going to throw some salt and pepper on there to taste, and that's it. Dinner is is served. I hope today's video proved to you guys that it is very possible to eat healthy without having to break the bank, because all 5 recipes, as you saw, only used a handful of ingredients. And speaking of those recipes, once again, if you want a copy of all 5 of these recipes, that will be found in my description box below in that free PDF file. And as promised, if you've made it to the end of this video, then the first 5 people that go click the link to that Fall in Love with Fiber sale, 70% off everything for the next 48 hours, will be getting a copy of Spud Skinny, which is my low-fat, all-potato recipe ebook for free. So go click the link right now in my description box below. If it's your first time seeing one of my videos, I'd love to have you stick around, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.